What we got here today is the Traeger Scout. Traeger Scout. I have the original, I guess the tailgater model, not the tailgater model, but the compact model, which was the Traeger PTG. So the new one has come out. So what this has now is that it has a little bit more space. I think the other one, the PTG, was 174 square inches cooking. This is 184. The PTG had basically didn't have this extra compartment right here, which is probably another pound of Traeger pellets. And then now it has a probe that comes down here. And I'll take some snapshots here. It's built-in probe and a built-in a new thermometer, right? So a couple of things I automatically see the difference of is, number one, it has this bigger chamber, which is, I think it says 2 pounds per hour. If you're at the high, if you're doing smoke, it's even less than that, right? Which wasn't a problem with me. If I did a tri-tip that was about 45 to 50 minute cook at about 140 degrees, 135 degrees, not a problem at all. If I did pork belly that was gonna do a 5-hour cook to render it down, a little bit of a, I gotta make sure I watch this whole thing, right? So tripod's tapping. And outside of that, the angle of the pan, right? The angle of the pan is a little more dramatic. So I'm hoping that it's gonna actually let the oil settle in. The grate, ceramic coated. I believe the other one on the PTG was ceramic coated as well. The shape, the other one had an angle. It came this way and then it angled down, right? This way and then angled down. I think because they got this bigger hopper, right? The pellet hopper, it makes it a little bit cleaner, and they're leveraging the, I think it's 20 deep by 13, 15 high, and then 15 deep, 20 inches this way, and about 13 inches this way, right? So they're just leveraging all that space. FYI, the hopper, right? When you actually install it, a couple of things that I'll take a picture of is that those mica washers right here on the handle, where you're installing the handle, these mica washers are on the outside. Okay, outside meaning on the outside of the grill, and then they just straight up bolts. They go from here to here. That was about a 30-second to a 1 minute, where does it go type of thing, right? Again, this video is really like a visual of what the book is gonna do. And then outside of that, it's overall, I like the shape. Traeger branded still right here. It still has that powder coating on here. The knobs are a little bit bigger. I'm hoping that it gets a little bit hotter. I think my PTG maxed out at like 400, 425. I'm hoping this goes 425 above. And I'm hoping it actually keeps the heat or temperature a little more accurate. Maybe 25-ish, 15 to 25 degrees versus 50 degrees. Especially like when I was baking like banana bread and stuff like that. And I do that when I'm camping, right? So that's the main thing. So I got a probe now. Got a bigger hopper now. Outside of that though, it's still the PTG. So let's see. That was a big part of the instructions. All right. So I'll go take some snapshots, and then we're gonna fire this baby up and do the initial. So we'll go jump right into. We kind of skip all the way to like page 11. Okay. Getting to know your grill. Okay. Now we're gonna go from page 12 to page 14, which is initial firing instructions. And what are you doing there? Let me give you a quick explanation of what you're trying to do here. So you're gonna take all this stuff off, right? You're gonna take all this stuff out. A little bucket here. You're gonna take the pan out, and you're gonna take this out. And the idea is that starting out, you want to make sure your hot rod's going. Right? Go back to page 12. Once you see the hot rod going in heat, you load up the hopper. All right. Once you load up the hopper, you change the high. Once you see the pellet stopping, you shut it down. And that's what they call a reset. And that's step 6. Okay? And then once you go to shutdown cycle, you let it cool down. And then you put in all your gear. You put it all back in there. right? And then you go ahead, when you're cooling it down, then you put it back on the grill. You go to page 14, right? Step number 9, and you put it on smoke. And once you go to smoke, you let it smoke, you start seeing the gray stuff come out and everything. Then you go ahead and put it to high, right? When I say the gray stuff, that's when you know, because you shut it down, right? And when you shut it down, depending on how long you're putting the stuff back in there, the embers, the pellets might not be on fire, right? So that's what you're doing. But you start seeing that smoke going, they're going, right? And just be careful about that. Make sure you get your clearance 12 inches this way, right to left. Look at your instructions, right? Because when that starts happening, a lot of smoke is going to be happening over here. And it's smoke, right? FYI, smoke is the flavor, but FYI, smoke is smoke. So be careful about that, right? And make sure your doors are closed and all that kind of stuff. Because that's what's going to happen when it's on smoke. I'm going to warn you about that, but I'm telling you right now that might not be enough warning. And once you do that, you put it on high all the way to the right for 45 minutes. Make sure this is in a. Make sure you close this. Pellets are halfway to full. You put this in the back, right? And then you let it go for 45 minutes. Close down. It'll burn everything that was in here. That's when it started to cleanse, right? Anything that was oiled, anything that was it's gonna burn it all in a good way, and it's gonna sanitize your grill. And then from that point on, I'll do it in practical app, but I just want to give you a little visual of what needs to happen on your initial start. All right. So you can see the auger pushing out the pellets. It's pushing them out slowly. It's on high. This is fast, and you can see that little spark where the hot rod is at. Okay, just kind of give you a visual of what's going on. All right. You're burning real wood, so now it's getting smoky. Look, it's getting smoky. Okay, but it's okay. Just understand you gotta control smoke. You don't want to go inside your place, all right? Again, put the grates on, put the drip tray on, and and burn it for 45 minutes on high. Okay? Page 12 to 14. Don't worry, right? This is the gray smoke that says in the page 12 to 14. It's gonna start clearing out, right? Don't get worried. This is what it looks like. Just want to give you FYI. It's a smoker, right? So that's what it looks like. In about 2 minutes, maybe less, it's going to go ahead and just be heat, right? So just want to give you a little heads up what to expect and things like that. But I can tell you what, if you were here right now, you could smell that wood burning, and and when it gets onto your cook, oh man, it's going to be all that is flavor right there. All that is flavor. So this is normal. I got the drip pan in there. Look at that. As you can tell underneath there, it's on fire. The little what they call the smoke pot. And then I'll take a picture here. This is probably like a minute and a half. Look, you can already tell it's clearing out as the flames are as the heat is coming up. Look at that. Within a minute of when I start shooting this footage, you can see how it's clearing out. Right now, it's going to clean up. So I'm going to close the lid, so I can burn all the oils and all the shipping. All the dirt, not dirt. Let's take that. All the ambiance or whatever that was sitting in, dust and all that kind of stuff. It's burning all of that. But look at that. No more smoke. A minute and a half into when I started the video, when it was all smoky. I do have the fan on, right? But I'm not smoking on my neighbors, and it's going. 45 minutes in, I'm going to go and turn it off, and I can start doing my regular, whatever comes out from the cookbook or the recipe books we have, which is what it says, go and turn it on 45 minutes. That's what you'll expect. Right, that much smoke, and then from there, it'll clear out. I hope this helps. Every time you see those instructions, what you're going to do, you're going to go ahead and fire it up to whatever, to smoke or whatever degrees you're going to put it on to, with the lid open. This is what on everyday use now. You're done doing initial fire. This is every day. When they say 45 minutes, you start seeing that smoke, that means it's on fire. You close the lid, get it to your temperature, or if it's already in your temperature, not trying to confuse you, then your Traeger starts, right? All right, so there you have it, right? I showed you a little bit of what I started off with. We're probably about 40 minutes into it. I was explaining from the book, and I apologize in advance if if the pages are off and the steps are off. But I just want to give you a visual of what really happens, right? So it's about 10 minutes in of that last final burning process, right? So, just a recap of what we're trying to do here, right? We are initially getting the Traeger ready. And the first things we try to do is, again, steps in the book, right? You want to make sure that the pot in the middle, right, is hot. Once it gets hot, go ahead and put your pellets in, right? Go ahead and put your drip pan in, and then go ahead and put your grate in, and then turn on high. And once you get on high, you saw how that smoke was happening, right? That's natural. And when I got to admit to you, when I first saw all that smoke happening, I didn't know what was going on. I never owned a smoker, right? But now you know what to expect. And then within minutes there left, outside of that, I have a fan because look at this, I'm in a patio, right? So that being said, you got to understand your space and you work with. I got my door right here, and this is coming into my condo. So I want to make sure that it's pushing outwards, right? So think about those kind of things, and then I'm not bothering any neighbors or anything, right? Because look, there's barely any smoke happening right now. But a couple of things that you just be mindful of. It's a great tool. Step number one, you don't got to put a lot of ingredients in when you're cooking. The smoke is the flavor, right? I use the gourmet out of Costco. I use alder, I use pecan, I use hickory, all that kind of stuff. So just be mindful of that you bought the smoker, and the smoker is not a regular barbecue grill. Charcoal, people say, oh, the charcoal taste. No, it's night and day. Other thing to be mindful of is just one quick thing that I got to tell you right now is that this scalp gets a temp. This is 499 degrees right now, right? This scalp is a lot hotter than what I had my PTG on. And then, at the end of the day, Traeger is always improving, and it's a company that is always trying to learn from what it had before. So at the end of the day, look at that. It's going, right? Double check. Another trick right here is when you're looking at your pellet pit, in the beginning, when it's new, it might just vacuum down and then it doesn't all trickle down. So on the PTG it did that, but it didn't look like it was doing that now. But always check your pellets to make sure that that it's actually siphoning down to the auger, and the auger is that big screw that's coming down and pushing the pellets in there, right? But look at that, barely any smoke. And I'm still in the burn-in process. It's at 441 degrees. Why do I like to see that for? It's because of the fact now when I actually sear my meat, it's going to sear, right? Which is, honest to goodness, not that big of a deal, but it's good to have that feature now because I do a lot of slow cooking and all that kind of thing. So I don't want to take too much time of yours, but this is the Scout initial burn-in process. A couple of tips, right? 2.